And once again, our weekend has come to an end, and we begin a new week. Already June the 20th, as temperatures are expected to be 100 plus for most of the week. So plan for that. The hours between 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. each day is going to just be awful. Plan your days and be careful as you're outside taking care of what you've got to. If you don't have to, just kind of avoid that for until this hot spell passes away. We'll get into all of that. As we begin our Monday, thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it. Right now we're sitting at 76. We're headed for a high of 96, and the heat index to be determined. Could be 105 plus. They're expected to be around 105 is what I think will happen today before it's all said and done. Got a smile? I hope so. It's back to work we go. A few folks will have today off as Juneteenth is celebrated and now a national holiday. So there will be a few things closed as this kind of officially being the first year. I know it was put into law last year, but this is kind of the first year that as Americans we get used to another holiday. That is in effect there. So it could be a few things closed today. Keep that in mind as you plan. Might be best to call to see if you got to take care of business if they're open. Terry Ray, good morning. How are you from Philadelphia? Buckle up, buttercups. We're in for a hot one. I do agree with you there. Donna Roseman is up. Denise Covington, good morning. Clarence Westbrook, how are you doing? Good morning from Dalewood to Joseph. How are you doing out there? Also, Denise, D-Nice. I know y'all have seen that. It's funny. The substitute teacher. Mike Dallas, good morning. As I go to a few headlines around America, I think I'll start with this. It was not what I was expecting. And we'll go to Twitter and show the picture. They unveiled, and there's nothing wrong with getting statues put in America. But this one is getting some flack on the internet as the mayor of New Orleans has unveiled a new statue. It's to symbolize American African identity. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. This was placed at Lafayette Square in that area, but online the mayor is getting roasted over this. And let me show a picture of this. It's just not what I expected in New Orleans. I don't think a lot of people expected this of ways that you could put a statue up. But this is the new one that was unveiled. It's 2 stories tall as we go there. It's a pig, and that's in New Orleans now there. If you haven't seen that yet, that is out there. And again, online, the mayor catching some flack over that. That's New Orleans, Louisiana, as we look at things across America that are going on. That was unveiled Friday there in New Orleans. Well, over the weekend, last night, we did have a stabbing in Meridian. I don't know the condition, but as we go to the map, we take a look at this. The 2400 block of 36th Place. As we'll look at this, we've got we got Ross Collins, Magnolia Cemetery. It's due west of there, out in this area here, north of Royal Road, in that area there. Someone stabbed, taken to the hospital, apparently an argument of some sort between a male and female. The male was stabbed. We don't know the condition at this point. As we look at other things that went on in Meridian, we did have shots reported near 38th Street. As we go back to sammedia.network, this was over the weekend. This was on the 18th, which would have been on Saturday, as we get reports of this right along in there. If I'm not mistaken, yes, Saturday night is where this would have happened there. No one hurt with this one whatsoever. That was the good news on that. Now, the next one that we have to report, well, a little bit different. 45th Avenue, as we go here to pull this up, let's make this bigger where you can kind of see it better. Here's Rose Hill Cemetery going down 8th Street. It would be due south behind the post office. Y'all know where this is on 8th Street, right there? It would be due south of there is where that shooting was. It happened on 45th Avenue. It was not life-threatening, but still at the same time serious enough to have to be flown to another town in Jackson for medical care, which that would give us indications probably that a bone was hit pretty bad, in bad shape. Again, not life-threatening, but I would assume, with that being said, that someone is going to have trouble recovering from that. Don't know all the details. I just know that they were wounded, and that did happen in our fair city. They lived. As I brought this up on Saturday morning, but I wanted to recap this as we find out, as we pull this back up and go to sammedia.network here to take a look at this. The victim has been identified in the shooting that happened on Thursday there on Highway 39. 23-year-old Garyon Owens died in that. Not sure if you joined us when we talked about that. That was the latest murder that we've seen in the city of Meridian. Number 9 is where we're at if you're keeping score of what we've got that has happened in the city limits of Meridian since January. As this is disturbing. As we remember that morning not long ago, a couple of years back, Judge Charlie Smith was getting out of his truck March 16th of 20, getting ready to go into the courthouse, when someone from a distance fired a rifle. The judge was hit and he fell to the ground, nearly died. Has had all types of complications with this. And we go back to Sam Media with this as a verdict has been reached as they held this out of town. A jury in Oxford, Mississippi found Ernest Edwards guilty of attempted capital murder of a judge. That was Charlie Smith. We broke that news on Friday. He will spend life in prison is the sentence that he will get. But as you get into this, and I've had a lot of people go, okay, did I understand this right? Yes, you did. He got the names mixed up. He'd been sentenced by another judge named Charlie, or Charles, and as he scanned down the list, he saw Charlie's name first, took action against him. It was not the man that he wanted to get. That's sad, isn't it? It's horrible. He nearly lost his life over that. This man shouldn't have been shooting at anyone. But it happened, and it happened in our city one morning. It was just before, just before 8 o'clock in the early morning. It could have been in the 6:30 range. I don't remember the exact time, but Charlie was getting ready to go into the courthouse. Changed his life forever, to say the least. As Meridian, we carried the funeral services live here on Saturday as Officer Kroom was laid to rest. And this is the scene as the Meridian Police Department was getting ready to depart town. Maybe you had a chance. I carried a live video of it also as we go here to just take a look as a lot of other police officers joined in. And as the procession left Meridian and headed toward Tuscaloosa. I appreciate everyone that attended and went, represented the Meridian area. Even the mayor, as he sat there, they went. It was represented in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, at his funeral. Again, condolences to his family. And no, we won't forget this anytime soon. A serious matter that happened in our town the first time since 1985. It's only happened. He marks the 5th person to die in the line of duty for the Meridian Police Department. Our hearts, as we say, goes out to them. And we do support our police officers. I don't think that's a doubt within our city. We back the police, the men and women that are on the streets every day. What a lot of Meridianites don't support is the way the administration side of things are being run. That's where it gets a little south there, so to speak, there of where we're headed. I think a lot of people think that some changes could happen, and they're demanding them now. We'll see what happens. As we go to Yazoo, Mississippi, and we start looking around the state at other news, they're shutting down a pool hall. Another shooting there in Yazoo, and they're tired of it. They're just going to stop that. Maybe it will stop the crime in that area. Hope so. This happens all too often. Who do you have looking after your parents, maybe someone elderly that you're kin to? Make sure you know who is taking care of them. As they made an arrest in Tupelo of a lady, she was taking care of them. Problem is she got their credit card and went on a spending spree. Before she was caught, she'd racked up bills of over $5,000. Her bond was set at $2,500, and it turns out this is the second time that she's done this. She worked for someone else, done the same thing. Know who's in your home. Lee County, as we go to North Mississippi, his man is charged with first-degree murder. Why? A honky-tonk, I guess is the best way to put that. Got into an argument with somebody inside, and he waited outside till they got ready to go home. He jumped them, beat them in the face 40 times, kicked them. He was charged with aggravated assault until the man passed away from his injuries. How can arguments lead to something like this? I'm sure it was alcohol and probably other things involved. Horrible. That happened right here in the state of Mississippi. Lee County is where that was. 2 teens are in custody, Jackson, Mississippi. Why? Well, they killed their mother's fiance. Don't know why. Horrible, horrible. As we go to, let's see, where do we go next? Let's go over to Flora, Mississippi, as we see that a burglar almost got away with it. They cut a hole in a wall to gain access to steal a bunch of stuff. Criminals will just do anything they have to get something that they don't work for. Hopefully they'll catch them, put them behind bars. As we look at our next story this morning, Columbus, Mississippi, authorities found a deceased person at it was a missing person they were looking for, and it was at a wastewater treatment there in Columbus. A body has been found. They have not said at this point if it's the body of the person they were looking for, but we can read between the lines and go, most likely that's who they found. As we see some headlines across America on that. Let's see what else we have. Let's see. Controversy, Natchez, Mississippi. We've seen this in Meridian, and all other towns are starting to do this. And I'm going to say the word wrong because I get tongue-tied, and I say it wrong almost every time I say this word. So I'm going to try it. You'll know what I'm trying to pronounce correctly. Murals, did I say it correctly, on walls, the pictures? Boy, that's a tough word for me. Murals. But controversy and Natchez as they get ready to start doing this on downtown buildings as they try to depict what will be there. So they've got a board set up, and the mayor is a part of the approval process of this. We'll see what comes out of Natchez. Always an argument somewhere, isn't it? Are you aware that Donald Trump was in the state of Mississippi on Saturday night? Kind of slipped in, slipped out as we go to South Haven. It's the most northern part of the state of Mississippi before you get into Memphis, Tennessee. Trump spoke there. Tate told the crowd that Mississippi loves Donald Trump. I think overall you could say that. The voters voted for him unanimously in the last presidential election. As we look across the state line, Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm going to find this out. I got someone who can tell me. Maybe I'll find out before 8 a.m. Birmingham, Alabama, over the weekend, got their 63rd death. I'm not sure what it is in Jackson, but it's high. But a man was found with multiple gunshot wounds on a sidewalk in Birmingham, Alabama over the weekend. He is now deceased. Crime, and more crime, isn't it? As we look at this, as we head to some of the headlines from across America over the weekend, as witnesses say the Washington, D.C., are you aware of this? It was a shooting there last night. One person died. It was a 15-year-old boy. Several others injured. As a young man lay dying, he begged for his mother. How horrible that is. For no reason. Why would somebody shoot into the crowd? We don't know. It's just meanness, I tell you. Good morning from Lexington, Kentucky. Bree Packer, you're on the road there. Hope you're enjoying yourself there. Becky Vickers, good morning to you. Ashley Rickles is up. Janice Wiggins, good morning there. As she said, the world is sad sometimes. Columbus has got its issues as well. Missouri, we'll go next for a headline out of Missouri this morning as we see that, do you remember the young man that is paralyzed forever? He can't see and he can't talk, all because they took vodka as a hazing and dumped it in, bottle after bottle down his throat. 2 frat boys have been arrested now. They're being charged with inflicting the worst hazing ever on a human being. Vodka is what they used. He was 6 times over the legal limit once he got to the hospital. It's, if I remember correctly, that number stands at, since this began, 500 people have died from hazing, different being inducted to different societies. It's done here on local levels, not as bad. We all know that. People get on all fours and roll toilet paper down streets, just whatever they can do. Maybe it's done in fun, but it gets out of hand. Eventually, it'll be to where you can't do that anymore. I can see that. I never joined any group. I just simply can't abide by those rules, nor would I. Did I ever? I was never a member of this group or that group. Due to stuff like that. No one's going to tell me what to do. I think for myself. I'm not a follower when it comes to stuff like that. Maybe you're the same way. I see this becoming more and more of an issue across America. Has anybody flown lately? It's getting to be a hard thing as America gets back. And the American worker, still lazy, doesn't want to go to work. Airports do not have enough people to help them. Over the weekend, let's see here, what was this? This was Charlotte. 200 flights were canceled. 200. That's a bunch. This is where it gets bad. You get off your plane. If you've ever flown, you know this, especially if you go into somewhere like Houston, Texas, or Dallas, L.A., and the airport is really another city. And you've got to get from here to way over there. You've got to ride a train from one side of the airport to the other to get there. And what do? You take off running. The lady was doing her best to get there, and what happened? She had a heart attack. It's a scary thing for Americans as they try to get home. This is not helping. This is going to get ugly. A heart attack trying to catch a plane. As Americans, again, as I said, sit back and refuse to work. That's what the big delay. I want to make sure I understood that right. And it's a lack of people working at airports is what's causing all these delays. They just simply don't have enough people. We mentioned the young man that got killed there in Washington, D.C. We've had a lot of pictures come in from your vacations as you go around. If you hadn't sent one of yours, make sure to send that in to us so we can show that to everybody. Neat it is. Don't forget, we're a little less than, I think if I'm looking at today is the 20th. We're just barely 2 weeks away. We're going to be changing TV stations. For those of you who watch our 8 a.m. show, right now we're on MeTV. Beginning July 4th, that morning, we'll be switching networks. We'll be moving over to Fox 30 here in Meridian. I hope you'll join us. It's a big day for us as we move forward and make this little program that was just a mere thought bigger and bigger. And I have to say, it's all thanks to you and the people that sponsor us and let us buy a little bit more equipment each month as we grow and grow and grow to bring you the headlines that happen in our little city and across America. I want you to be there that morning as we bring in the 4th of July. A big deal. It truly is there. Jim Galvin says, all this good news, well, it's the news of what we've got today. Pass along some more information if you've got something. We just need to be informed. We're going to do weather next. Stay close. It's going to be a hot one. We'll tell you all about what's coming up with the forecast, what to expect between now and Friday. Lord have mercy. Carry an air conditioner in your pocket. We've got all that on the way next here at the Scotty Ray Report. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Mississippi sweet potatoes, 59 cents a pound. Fresh California strawberries, 2 for $5. Fresh corn 3-pack, $2.99. Valdeia onions, a 2-pound bag, $2.99. Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, 18-ounce jar, $1.69. And certified Angus beef ribeye steaks, family pack, $13.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Bring in the 4th of July with a big bang from the Red Fireworks Barn on Highway 19 South. East Mississippi and West Alabama's largest fireworks retailer. The Red Fireworks Barn is fully stocked and open for your 4th of July needs, including hundreds of new arrivals. From small to family packs, the Red Fireworks Barn offers the largest selection again with the best prices around. Home of the no-dud guarantee. Remember the name, the Red Fireworks Barn, for your 4th of July celebration, Highway 19 South in Meridian. See Charlie today. Meridian is getting ready, and if you've ever taken part of this, so many churches get involved with this. It started at Northwest and it has spread to other churches that help with this. It's called Love Out Loud. Kicking off before too long is where the community comes together and they help citizens around the town that need a little extra help doing this and that and the other. We'll have a representative come in and talk with us about this. One of the best things that can be done for a community. Puts a little spirit with everybody. Good deeds. We'll find out more about that as we get close to this. I want to say this is the 10-year anniversary. I'm not mistaken. Take more about that. All right, let's get into the forecast to find out exactly what's going on today. Let's go over and take a look at Meridian Honda radar. As we pull that up this morning, look at this. Absolutely clear across Mississippi, Alabama, even Georgia is clear today. We do have a little bit of fog down Victoria, Texas, if you've ever been through there. Been through there many a time. As we look at this, we move up. We see some showers off the coast of Florida there. Asheville got a lot of fog this morning, and a few showers up in Wheeling, West Virginia this morning. As we get into Ohio, just south of Toledo, some showers this morning. As we go across the northern portion, look at all of this. It's hot. We've even got these heat waves in this area. Excessive heat warning. That's going to be in Minnesota. You just don't associate heat with Minnesota. As we come across, we've got some showers up here also as well. Going to be right there. As we come down, we've got some fog down the west coast there. Looks good there. And a few showers as we get into right there at the border. Nothing serious, nothing bad. That's an overlook at the map today. The biggest thing that we can tell you about that's going to be bad is going to be the horrible heat that will affect you. And I urge you, please check on the elderly and pets. Make sure everybody's safe and sound. So many times we forget to check on our neighbors. They need just a little help. Maybe an air conditioner's gone out. Check on them. That's what we're here for, to help one another. All right, let's get into the forecast this morning and find out exactly what Mother Nature has in store for us this week.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at our record highs and our record lows, it was 1953. We set a record today, 101. We'll get close, but shouldn't break that today, as the record high is expected to be 96. We got it set at 101. We won't break that. Our record low was set back in 65, 54. We're a long way from that, aren't we? As we come across, afternoon showers expected south of Meridian, lower Clark County, and as you get into Laurel, Hattiesburg, there could be a little shower in those areas this afternoon. As we look at the Alabama side of things, mostly clear there and sunshine everywhere. We'll get 95 in Demopolis, Montgomery, all the way to 96, and over to Auburn should be about 93 today. 3 degrees cooler in Auburn than it is here in Meridian. As we look at the heat stress today, here we are. It's warm. 105 set there. Philadelphia, all the way up across the Delta, warm weather is expected. And again, this is 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. As we look at what's going to happen over the next 6 to 10 days, no break there, really. We've got it hot weather right on top of the deep south, and we've got more making its way. It'll get normal here probably at 99 within a couple of days. This is the 6 to 10 day outlook. As we get our 7-day breakdown, look at these temperatures. No reason to candy coat that. It's going to be bad. 96 today. We'll get up to 99 tomorrow is the expected high as we get into all of this. 72 for a low tonight. And then as the week goes on, look at this. Wednesday, 101. In some areas, it's showing 102 at least along in here. Depends on where you look and how you look at it. But either way, that's just hot. 100 plus all week long is the best way to say it through Saturday. As we go another week out, let's get on toward July. Let's carry it through July 4th, 96, 95, and it looks to be on July 4th, maybe some afternoon showers. 35% chance. We're still weeks out, about 2 weeks out from this, as we'll bring in the 4th of July, and we'll let you know exactly what's in store for that for all the fireworks shows as it gets a little bit closer. As we look at the National Hurricane Center this morning, well, it's clear. Nothing going to happen for the next 5 days. That's good news. The Gulf is all clear. And, well, the fishing report, as we pull this up from our friends over at Chet's Paint and Body, first major time will be this morning, going on right now through right at 9 a.m. Our second time will be late this afternoon if you want to take a chance there at dark. East wind 5 to 10 miles an hour is how it will be if you're in the water fishing today. A brief look there. Well, it's going to wrap things up. We're getting ready for the show coming up at 8 a.m. I hope you'll come back and join us. Be a part of that. James Sullivan watching us this morning from all the way from Morton. Glad to see you there. Tomorrow is the first official day of summer, Joyce Godwin says. I wasn't aware of that. There you go. Mike Moore says, hopefully it will not make it hotter as we look at all this. I'm afraid this is just going to be one hot summer. We haven't made it to July yet, and we're bumping to over 100 degrees. Woof. Again, join us back at 8 a.m. Candace is coming in as we'll kick off the show. Hope you'll join us. Find out what's going on in our community around. As always, if you've got a community event, we'd love to know about it. Let us know. We'll pass along the words to everybody and let them come out to your event. Big thank you to everybody that also went to the Temple Theater this weekend and supported Richard Ferguson. This coming weekend, we'll be out at Meridian Honda. David Shelton, one of our own in our community, who is diagnosed with cancer, we'll have an event for him. That's all coming up this weekend from Meridian Honda. Thank y'all. We'll be back in just about 1 hour to kick into the morning show at 8.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: